What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on CFL Central, CFL content for the fans by the fans. Now today we're going to be talking about a team that we've kind of touched about a little bit, and we will link those videos right now. You can go check those out if you haven't already, but we're talking about the Hamilton Tiger Cats, a team that just lost back-to-back Grey Cups. Very good team, and all of the stuff that's gone on so far.
Way to step on them.
Hey, you know what? The Tiger Cats are the most interesting storyline in the CFL, in my opinion, because
that is true.
They are going to most likely run it back again with similar rosters, with slight changes, slight tweaks, same coaching staff mostly. And a lot of stuff has happened with the Tiger Cats over the re-sign period, over the last, 3-4 weeks it's been in the CFL. I feel like it's been 2, but I digress. Carter has a list, I believe, like 20-something names. So
23 players.
Strap in, grab some popcorn. This might get a little long, but we're going to try to keep it summarized the best we can. Let's talk about the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Carter. Who are we going to start this list off with?
I'm going to just quickly read through the list. We're not going to be diving into all these players here. This is way too much to dive into. But I'm going to I want to mention everyone's name, and I'm going to give a quick disclaimer. I'm going to mispronounce a few of these names, possibly more than a few.
You and me both, my friend.
My apologies in advance. Hopefully, over time, I learn these names.
If you're the player watching this, don't take offense. We're just kind of dumb.
I'm sorry. I'm ignorant. All right, so Dane Evans. Oh, we almost starting
off good.
Chris Van Ziel, I think. Gordon White, Pappy White, Brandon Revenberg, Tunde Aldiki, something like that.
Keep
going. David Izinyan, Jalen Morton, Donovan Glaive, Simone Lawrence, Don Jackson, Stephen Dunbar Jr., Lamar Durant, Curtis Newton, Jovan Santos-Knox, Cariel Brooks, Kay Okafor, Dylan Nguyen, Matthew Schiltz, Sean Thomas Erlington, Malik Irons. So, quite a plethora of players
you done yet?
that have been re-signed. I did actually finish.
There we go.
And then some notable ones being that were on the All-Star team for the East this year, or the unofficial All-Star team because there's no All-Star game, with Dane Evans, Chris Van Ziel, Brandon Revenberg, Simone Lawrence, Stephen Dunbar Jr., and Dylan Nguyen. So some notable ones there. So I think the first one we're going to get to, which kind of, there's a lot of things that have happened of players who have not re-signed that kind of relate to this. We're going to start with Dane Evans, who they've pretty much set in stone that this guy is going to be the guy at quarterback going into next season and moving forward. So what do you think about this move, dropping Mazzoli and continuing with Dane Evans?
I think it's a smart decision. I think Dane Evans is a younger, better fit for this Ticats offense right now. I think he makes more sense, as well as the fact that Jeremiah Mazzoli has name recognition. He's going to command some money. We already saw the money that he got from the Red Blacks. Whether or not you disagree with it or not, he got paid. And I just don't think the Ticats right now investing that money into a guy at that age when they have a good quarterback in Dane Evans is the right decision. I like Dane Evans a lot. He was very good in that in the East Final this year against the Toronto Argonauts. He made some really clutch plays in the second half of that game. And I think that he is the right decision to go with. Now, obviously, he had a little bit of a rough Grey Cup game. He had a rough Grey Cup game in 2019 as well. And I do think he's got some bugs in the system he's going to have to work out. But the stats don't lie. He's a very good quarterback, and I think that it's the right decision to go with for the future for the Ticats. I honestly think Dane Evans and probably McLeod Bethel-Thompson are your two big threats out there at the quarterback position in the East still. And I think Dane Evans is due for a very good season as a starter, full-time starter this year in the CFL. So I think it'll be a good signing for them. Yep. It's going to be wait and see, but there's always a carousel of free agent quarterbacks if it doesn't. So we'll have to see. But I think Dane Evans is the right decision.
For sure, especially since, like you were saying there with that Grey Cup game, there were a couple of kinks in the system a bit. But I feel like giving him that starting position and giving him the chance to really learn and get better as throughout the season, as any professional athlete should hope to do, being able to kind of fix those small errors and make those tweaks in the system to really tune in your skills, I really think would help him in a game like, because I mean, if we're talking about the Grey Cup game, the Hamilton Tiger Cats played both of their quarterbacks in that game. And when you're having to switch like that in such an important game, it's not the most ideal, because you want a guy who has been consistently in the entirety of the season, who has been able to, you know, get everything down to muscle memory with no hindrance to that. So I think the fact that they had to switch quarterbacks did a little bit of a shaking on the team, which probably affected their game to some aspect in that. But I mean, if we're looking at 2019, he got almost 4,000 yards. So there's no questions to what he is capable of. So it's just really, you know, how consistent is he going to be in this upcoming season with Hamilton?
Exactly.
But I think Hamilton makes the right move.
Same. I agree. Who does that take us to next on that list?
So that takes us to the next two, I'd say. We have Chris Van Zyl and Brandon Revenberg, some big pieces of the offensive line for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. When it comes to stats, there's nothing to talk about because they're offensive linemen. But I mean, like, we're talking about some big boys here. I mean, we're talking about Chris Van Zyl, 6'6", 312 pounds, 38 years of age.
These guys are staples in the CFL.
He has been around since 2009. He is no rookie to the CFL. He's been around for a long time. He has been spent a lot of time with both the Toronto Argonauts, and now is going into his third year with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And then if you look at a guy like Brandon Revenberg, he's a lot younger being, oh yeah, he is a lot younger. He's 29, but he's 6'4", 301 pounds, so you got some big boys up front. With a quarterback like Dane Evans, having some solid pieces in front of him is really important.
We've seen that with
and these are both guys that were part of that Eastern All-Star team, so there's no question to their capability. So I think this is a good move, especially when you're going with this new going with another quarterback moving forward. Having a confident offensive line in front of him is always a plus side. So
absolutely.
Signings are great.
I completely agree with you there, my friend. And offensive linemen are a very underrated position at times. If you don't have a good O-line, you're fucked. Pardon the language, but it's just the only it's only the truth in football. So many quarterbacks in every league have failed, even when they've had talent. Injuries cut short, whatever it might be. Offensive line is the most crucial position to having success as an offense, in my opinion, because if your quarterback is constantly getting rushed, the pocket collapses before he even has time to set up a play en route, you're screwed.
Yep.
So yeah, keeping a guy like this when Dane Evans has had times where he's been a little bit flustered after an interception, I think this is important, and I think if anything they should add on to that still. So yeah, who does that take us to next?
That takes us to a pretty big key part of this defensive unit for the Hamilton Tiger Cats with Simone Lawrence.
Absolutely,
re-signing.
Legendary performance there.
So, yep, he's been around for quite a bit of time. So he's going into his 10th season in the CFL. He started in just for 1 year, and then has been with the Cats since. I mean, we're talking about a guy who played 14 games this past season, got 73 defensive tackles, 4 sacks, 3 interceptions, and he got 2 touchdowns this past season. So a very strong season for Simone Lawrence, and I can't imagine him not wanting to build off that for this next season with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. So I think, especially with we're going to see some more offense coming out from some of the for some teams in the East, especially with the Red Blacks getting Jeremiah Mazzoli. And then, I mean, obviously Bethel Thompson re-signing with the Toronto Argonauts, seeing those other teams getting more really, I feel like we're going to see more offensive production from those two teams.
Probably.
So having lockdown defense in the East is becoming more and more important. So locking down Simone Lawrence is a big important move.
I think the Eastern teams are starting to see the strengths of the Bombers and being like, okay, Bombers built from the defense up, and I think we need to start doing the same thing, and it's smart. That's what I believe you should always do in football. But yeah, couldn't agree more. Lawrence is a legend in the CFL world, and will continue to have probably a very good season next year with the Ticats. I can't wait to watch him play, even though he plays in the East and he's a rival to me, but I still enjoy this league and every player in it. So yeah, Carter, do we have anyone left on this list that we're going to be talking about? Because I feel like we do.
Yeah, we got 2 more, and we're going here to who was a rookie this past season, and a damn impressive one at that, Stephen Dunbar Jr., wide receiver for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, only 26 years of age, had his first season this last year, played 12 games, 44 receptions of 64 attempts, 630 yards for 4 touchdowns, and an average of 14.3 yards for each carry. So a very, very strong rookie season for Stephen Dunbar Jr., and I think they would be foolish to have not re-signed him. So because young talent like that just doesn't come every day. So
I don't even need to say anything on that one. We can just move on to the next. Everything I would have said, you just said perfectly there. So yeah, if you let a guy like that go, you shouldn't have a job in management. So yeah, Ticats, you did a good one. You made the right decision. Thank God.
Yeah. The obvious right decision. We'd be concerned if you didn't make that decision. And then another part, kind of going back into that importance of the defense, back with Nguyen at defensive tackle for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. We're talking about a guy, he's 28 years of age, 6'2", 283 pounds, pretty solid unit. He's been around for 4 seasons so far, and had pretty okay last season. He had 5 sacks, so looking good there. Only 30 defensive tackles, played 12 games, didn't play that full season, but overall not bad. And this is a guy who he's especially in 2019, he had an impressive 11 sacks in 2019. So this is a guy is capable of a lot. So this is a guy you want to keep around, especially because he will always be good, but he will occasionally have those seasons that are really going to pop. And I think Hamilton's really banking on hoping that he's going to have another one of those going into 2022.
And by all means, they easily could. The Alouettes they've made some big signings today, but again, those are really 3 guys the Alouettes have really kind of kept on that team. So like the East right now is the league's kind of shaping up, at least before free agency starts. We're recording this on the 7th, so we'll have to see how the next couple of days go. But I feel like in the East right now, you only really have the Ticats and the Argos. I don't think you're going to have another big push.
We could see a change in that.
Maybe, but I don't know. The Red Blacks still have a lot of questions, even with Jeremiah Mazzoli.
Yep.
And I don't know if Montreal has made the right steps so far to get better when they haven't really been able to keep and not bring in new talent because everyone's already been resigning. So we're going to have to wait and see tomorrow. But I think that the Ticats and the Argos, we're probably going to be seeing a very good matchup and rivalry in the East this year with those 2 teams.
Can't wait for the Eastern Labor Day Classic from those 2 teams.
It'll be very good. Yeah. It's going to be a good year of football, ladies and gentlemen, in the CFL. You can bet your butts on that. Carter, do we have anybody
tomorrow
else?
Tomorrow is going to be the big switch. Tomorrow is where everything is going to change. Tomorrow we're really going to start to see what kind of CFL we're going to see in 2022. So I'm excited. You're excited. So
you should be excited too, ladies and gentlemen. So with all that being said,
excited together.
Let us know your thoughts on this Ticats offseason to this point. Who do you want to see them sign? Who do you not want to see them sign? Whatever your thoughts are on the Ticats or the CFL in general, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, make sure to follow us both on Twitter, Instagram, and check out all the other affiliated links, as always, down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and share it around. Let's bring in as many CFL fans as we can get to this channel to share our opinions, because like I said, at the end of the day, me and Carter are just creating content for you guys, fans by the fans. That's all we want to do. So we hope you're enjoying it. Thank you guys for 125 subscribers, by the way, at least at the time of recording. Who knows? Maybe it's more by now, and if it is, we're very, very appreciative. So thank you guys so much for all the support. We hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, and positivity as always from me and Carter, and bye-bye.